Trump had talked about wanting to ban all Muslims, and it was a reminder that it was time to start taking his words at face value.
Folks reached out and they were calling on us like, what can we do? Well, we gotta go where this is gonna be implemented, which is the airport. And we were like, well, what is this gonna look like? Because like, you don't wanna stage a sit-in and then there's only like 10 people there. First of all, nobody likes going to LAX. Whether you're Muslim or not, I don't think it makes a difference because LAX, it just sucks.
Sahar and I were both low on sleep of just going through all the potential scenarios, not being sure if we were going to get arrested. It was just this feeling of unknown of what was going to happen. But it was pretty incredible how many people were there.
No borders, no nations, no deportation, no ban, no rules.
When we got there, we were like, oh, this is like, you know, pretty manageable. And then all of a sudden it was like out of control. So we also felt like, okay, we're making decisions on behalf of a lot of people right now, but we are just gonna believe in ourselves. And I think if it was just me, I wouldn't be able to make the calls that I did. But having Tracy there, like we would just quickly discuss it and then we'd be like, okay, we're gonna do the sit-in.
Mic check. Mic check. This year is the 75th anniversary. The 75th anniversary. When we Japanese Americans. We're told we were not American. We're told we were not American.
We think about our history as Japanese Americans, what had happened to us, how we must speak out and be in solidarity with all those communities who are being directly impacted right now.
We remember! We remember! Manzanar! Manzanar! And Sand Island, where my grandfather was put! And Sand Island, where my grandfather was put!
I hope you know that those places are real, and that they're real for us in our histories when people had just lost so much and people had died there. They spent the last years of their life there. How can that be in this country? And that at the same time it makes total sense, and that's exactly why we Japanese Americans need to show up.
When we hear the same language, the same tools of violence, we cannot pretend it is harmless. This is where it begins.
Even when I'm praying in the airport, I always kind of like double check to see if there are people around. I always ask the people around me, like, is it okay if I pray here? And just being very, very respectful of the fact that I'm gonna be doing something that might make people feel uncomfortable. But at this action, we kind of reclaim that space, like we can be unapologetically Muslim in this moment. The whole theme was around standing up for Muslims and rejecting the current wave of Islamophobia. No, this is the movement of the people, and we're not going to let anybody take this from us, and we are going to determine the direction. It was so healing to know that if anything does go down, Tracy will have my back.
There was like a sense of fear when we were planning all of this. Like what if it does get to that point, you know?
Yes.
Like what if it does?
Because that's where it begins.
What is gonna happen if that's what's gonna happen to me? You know? Like what? But then I'm like, but it won't because I have you, because I have others. It's not something that didn't happen. And if it's something that happened before, it can happen again.